Hey you guys, I think I'm live. Oh my god, I have not done a live in like a really long time. So let me check and see, make sure that everything is working correctly, all that fun stuff. If you are here, you can see me and hear me and all of that. Please do let me know in the chat. Hit like on this video. I would appreciate that a ton. It really means a lot to me when you guys do that and let me know that everything is working and that we are good to go. But yeah, as far as I can tell here on my end, it looks like everything is working correctly. Let me get my screen going and situated here. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on today because I've had a few different things that I wanted to kind of announce and let you guys know about and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Brianna. Hi, I see you. You are here. Welcome. Can you guys see me, hear me okay and everything? Our internet here, where we have been for the past, I guess, year and a half, it's a little bit sketchy. So if I cut out, I would just ask that you guys be patient. Give me like a few seconds and it should sort out. Beach life, what's up, Jordan? You're back. Yes, I am back for a live for sure. And we'll talk about kind of my plan for this channel moving forward today as well. Samson, what's up? Claudia, what's up? How are you guys doing? Tell me what you guys want to see videos from me about too. And if you guys can hit the like button on this video, that would mean a lot to me. I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, I haven't recorded a video in quite a while. Just because I've had so much personal stuff going on behind the scenes for like the past 6 to 8 weeks, especially. It's just been like one thing after another, really, really kind of just some different things, some health problems, all kinds of things like that going on behind the scenes that I won't go too deep into. But yeah, it's just kind of been stuff where it's like I've really had to take a step back and be like, okay, I can't do too much right now. I can't like really just push myself or whatever. So yeah, especially I think the last 2 months I've been really not putting out content on my blog / new website, which we'll talk about more in a minute. Claudia says I can see you and hear you. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for letting me know. It really helps me because your girl struggles with the tech stuff sometimes. There isn't a like button. It may be not visible if you're on full screen, Samson, but it looks like we've got a couple likes on the video. I'll give myself a like, I guess. That's a cool thing to do, right? But yeah, anyway, like I said, I won't go too much deep into everything that's been going on with my life because you guys don't want to hear about all that for like an hour. But yeah, I will say that I've had some health issues and some really stressful stuff going on behind the scenes that have made me like really step back. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat, excuse me. Brianna says, how are you, Jordan? I'm doing good. Feeling a lot better every day, feeling a lot better every week. So I really appreciate you guys asking and being so nice. Seriously, it's the best. I love hanging out here live with you guys in the chat. But yeah, it's been like a few different things. And even before that, all the stuff that I had been working on for writing Revolt and things like that, even doing some writing for clients / guest posting type of stuff, it's been all very much behind the scenes stuff. Like pretty much most of 2020 was making my new website. If you guys haven't seen that, by the way, go see the new fucking website. It's awesome. Like it's a really cool website. And I don't say that in like a way of patting myself on the back. That's like shout out to my developer who helped me with that. But it's awesome in the sense of like, it's going to be a lot more helpful for you guys. It's easier to navigate. So go check that out in a different tab, writingrevolt.com. It was not COVID. No, your girl has not had COVID. Hopefully will not get COVID. So thank you. Oh, you look awesome now. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I haven't been able to do videos and even publish all the content on my blog that I've wanted to, just because the past 2 months, like I said, especially, it's just been crazy shit going on where I'm just like, I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to do what I can to send out the most helpful content on my email newsletter. That's kind of been my primary thing. Like, I'm going to stay consistent with that no matter what, but making the new website, everything that's involved with that, supporting the students inside of my paid courses, that's something that I always have to be able to do. Like, no matter if it costs me, just to be fully transparent, no matter if it costs me new students or, less traffic on my site or whatever, supporting my students who are in my courses is always something that I want to be able to fully focus on, even if it's at the cost of those other things. So that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. All the behind the scenes stuff where it's like, you guys don't see it, but there's kind of a lot going on. Making that website, you guys, not even kidding, the new Writing Revolt website started in, I think, September 2020, and we just wrapped it up in August. So it took almost a year to fully concept that website, get all the tech stuff behind the scenes. There is a niche quiz on there as well now, which kind of whipped that up in like a week. So that's really cool. If you guys don't have a freelance writing niche, you can go to writingrevolt.com, click on the blog page, and yeah, you'll see all kinds of stuff there, including that quiz. So that was kind of one of the announcements I wanted to talk about today. But I did want to ask you guys too what you want to see from me here on YouTube, because I feel like, and I'm just kind of doing a brain dump, doing some word vomit here, and just letting you guys know everything, because I do this channel for you guys ultimately, and I want to know what you guys want to see here, because I feel like, a lot of the stuff I've done, the best tutorials I can do on certain things, like choosing a niche, or is there something on my nose? I don't think there's anything on my nose. Maybe some makeup or something like that. I already saw it 2 days ago and I loved it. Your website, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it took a long ass time to develop. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys want to see here, because I have some ideas for like copywriting tutorials. Is that something you guys are interested in? Hop in the chat and let me know if you want to see copywriting tutorials, tutorials for specific types of copywriting. I would love to help you guys out with that, whether it's website content, case studies, more things about blog posts, all that kind of stuff. I would love to do that kind of content. I've had some people also ask about doing like lifestyle content, and I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in. For me, I have always struggled to be super consistent with YouTube, right? It's something where I would rather put out like one video a month that is a super in-depth, actionable tutorial for you guys than kind of put out, lifestyle content or something that is a little bit less actionable more frequently, because I feel like that's easier for me, and it's so much better for you guys if you can get something that is truly like step by step. Here is the way to fucking do this, so go do it. You got all the steps here type of thing. You guys know, if you've been around a while, that's the kind of content that I really enjoy making. So yeah, let me know. Brianna says contracts. I love that idea. I actually have a blog post. It was a guest post on the Writing Revolt website from, I think, like last year. And the writer talks about contract mistakes to avoid. So Brianna, if you want to look that up at writingrevolt.com, we've got a little search bar at the bottom of the site now, and it makes everything really easy to find in the blog post content section. So I think that will be helpful for you. I can't do too much on contracts just because, since I'm not a lawyer, I don't want to go into the realm of giving out legal advice and shit like that, right? Like, that's not good. I only want to help you guys with something where I'm like, I know I can help you with this, and I know what I'm telling you is tried and tested. So yeah, I can give some general advice on contracts, of course, things like get 50 to 100% up front, charge late fees, general things like that. Other than that, yeah, I would check out that blog post, as well as use like a template from Hello Bonsai. They're a really good resource for contracts. Sobia, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'd love more guidance, tips, and techniques on the actual writing element of copywriting as a beginner. That is excellent. That's exactly what I'm planning on doing. And if you go to writingrevolt.com, not to keep redirecting you to the site, but we've got a lot of cool content there that's new. One of the most recent blog posts I published is like a super massive in-depth guide to copywriting for beginners. So when you're done watching this video, or if you have a second device you can look it up on or whatever, go check that out, because it's really good. I think it's just called like Copywriting for Beginners, the Ultimate Guide or something. So check that out. Sign into Freedom says one thing which is very, very important and demanding now is a step-by-step research process. So if you want to write blog posts, I actually teach that inside of my Fuck Yeah Freelance Blogging. Yes, that's actually what the course is called. Program, which is opening this Friday. That's the other announcement I wanted to make today, but I'll talk about that more here in a minute. But that's a great question, and I think it is very important. It's something that a lot of beginners writers, myself included, when I started out, used to struggle with for sure. But once you kind of get a process of how to research headlines and topics and how to kind of structure your post, it becomes so much quicker and easier. How to decide what companies to email to. Claudia, that's a great question. I do have some videos and blog posts on that. That is something primarily covered in depth inside of my Killer Cold Emailing program. So that's kind of where I have most of that in-depth cold emailing information, is pretty much housed solely inside of that program. But that being said, of course, there's tons of content on my channel and on my site all about choosing the right niche and things like that. So you could check that out as well. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing any messages. Okay, so yeah, you guys let me know what questions you have. We'll kind of just have this as like an open convo. Like, I'm literally just chilling today. I had no plans to do this live. Kind of like what I always say when I go live, or at least most of the time. I just kind of like doing it when I feel good and when I feel like I really miss hanging out, you know? Like, I really wanted to pop in and say hi. Yeah, if you have the course, Claudia, that will explain it in depth. Definitely go back in and retake those lessons. And you can always ask, Claudia, if you're in the community on Facebook, there are so many awesome writers in there who are so helpful as far as like who to pick, which niche to choose, like who to email in your niche. Ask in the group, definitely. I've seen just so much awesome support inside of that group. It's good shit. So yeah, definitely go back in and check that out. But yeah, pretty much I just wanted to let you guys know where I've been, what I've been dealing with. I don't know that I'll be filming any like static YouTube videos, just basically as in non-live videos in the super near future. That will probably be in at least like a month or two or something like that. So in the meantime, I want to try to do at least a couple of lives. But like I said, I'm trying to take it slow and not super push myself just because of what I've had kind of going on behind the scenes in my life or whatever. I really enjoyed the Killer Cold Emailing course. Awesome. Yeah, that course I know has helped so many people really, really get their business off the ground. It's really that step-by-step course for beginners. So if you guys don't have that or you want to check it out, you can go to killercoldemailing.com. Just saying. Different kinds of email sequences and the strategy behind the sequence is very important. Absolutely. That is such a good one. I think for all the different types of copy, email sequences, that's one of the ones that I'm like the most passionate about and enjoy, because like I was saying earlier, in spite of not being able to put out a lot of content in the past couple months, I have tried to stay really consistent with my email list. So that's something I do all the time, and I love it. I love it. By the way, that link floating, let's see, it's like backwards because I'm looking at myself floating up here. The bit.ly link, bit.ly Jordan's emails. If you guys go to that, you can get on my email list where I send out a weekly awesome newsletter. These aren't just like boring, basic, whatever newsletters. At least I don't think so. Maybe they are sometimes, but like really no. I do put a lot of effort into them. I'll at least say that. Are you guys on my email list already? Let me know if you're on my email list. If not, then you need to get on there, especially because I'm going to be sharing about freelance blogging tips this week, as well as about my Freelance blogging program that will be opening on Friday. Beach Life says, which by the way, beach life, that sounds awesome. I want to move to the beach. Like, that's the plan for 2022 is move near the beach. So it made me think about that. But you said, I really miss your live streams. I'm glad you're back. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back too. Like I said, I don't think I'll be doing a lot of pre-recorded videos in the coming months, but I do want to do some lives. I love hanging out. I like the back and forth, especially during everything going on right now in the world. I'm staying at home a lot, so I'm not actually doing too much socializing or getting out, not as much as usual, absolutely. So it's nice having like a little bit of a sense of community. Which Facebook community, I missed the name. That should be linked inside of the Killer Cold Emailing course, Beach Life. I think it is like Killer Cold Emailing Mastermind for students. It is for students only, so anyone else listening, you have to enroll before you can get into that community. Brianna is on the list. That is awesome. Sobia is on the list. Farron is on the list. Awesome. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. But if you're not on the list, if you're here lurking and watching, go to the bit.ly link. It is case sensitive, bit.ly/Jordan's emails, and get on the list now. It is something, like I said, I put a ton of effort into, and it's something that I really love to do every single week. But yeah, other than that, letting you guys know where I've been, kind of why I haven't been and may not be as active here during 2021, basically. Yeah, pretty much the whole year except for that like little spurt of videos I did at the beginning of this year. Other than that, I just wanted to let you guys know too that this Friday, which is October 1st, the beginning of my favorite month of the entire year, because we get the nice fall weather and Halloween and all that good stuff. Who else loves Halloween in October and fall? Let me know, because that's my shit. But yeah, this Friday, October 1st, the doors to my Freelance blogging program will be opening. So basically, the reason I created a program around freelance blogging and not other shit, essentially, is because it is like the easiest, quickest niche to break into as a beginner freelance writer. It's not one of these things where clients are expecting, conversion copy for their sales page. And it's also not a niche where you have to typically get on phone calls or do more pressured things like that. It's a very low pressure, easy, high paying niche. And it's the one that I often recommend beginner freelance writers start out in. But the problem that a lot of beginners have is they don't really have that confidence that their blog posts are good enough to charge $200, $300, $400 or more per post. So they kind of get stuck in that $50 or lower, $100 or lower price range that keeps them stuck not at the monthly income they want, right? So it's really, really important to have blog post writing skills and be confident in your blog post writing skills. That way you can charge more with confidence. If you have blog post copywriting skills, that's what allows you to charge more. So that course is all about blog post copywriting in depth. It is all my strategies I've used to rank #1 with SEO, to structure blog posts, write amazing headlines, pick topics, and never run out, even though I've been writing in the same niche for like 5-6 years. Never ever run out of topics, because you're going to get step-by-step research methods. And a lot of the videos I do here on YouTube are very step-by-step. Inside of my courses, it is even more step-by-step and descriptive. So if you resonate with my teaching style and you like my teaching style, you will really, really benefit from and enjoy these courses, because they're even more in depth. Like every single step of this research method broken down with an example. So there's no questions at the end of it. You're like, I know exactly what the hell to do, basically. Beach Life says, fall is my favorite season. Winter is my least favorite. Fall is the best. Not gonna lie, fall is the absolute best. Winter is my second favorite, though. I am very partial to overcast weather, cold weather. Unfortunately, I do live in Texas where it's like 90 to 100 degrees, like 4 months out of the year. We are just getting out of that here in Texas. Thank God, finally. There's no winter here, just a cold season. Okay, ever been to Jamaica? And you and I probably have different ideas of cold. Yes, I love cold. I love 50 degrees. That's not cold, cold, but like 50 to 70 degrees. I guess that's cooler weather. That's what I like. But I can deal with the colder, 35 to 55. Anything below that, I'm like, okay, not really wanting to go to Antarctica or whatever, right? But yeah. Anyway, if you guys do have any questions about why freelance blogging is a good niche, what you're thinking about when you are trying to sell your blog post to clients, any questions you have about the course in general, or when the course opens, or how the course works, anything like that, I would love to answer those. I live in SoCal. Okay, well, I'm jealous. Winter temperatures here about 65. That's great. I think winter for me, it doesn't have to be cold, cold, but it has to be go outside with like a nice light jacket or hoodie type of thing. That's the vibe. That is so my vibe. I'm wanting to move to Cali or the Pacific Northwest next year, so fingers crossed. That's a long ass move from Texas, you guys. Chauncey, what's up? I've started a week ago. I've been writing like a fiend. That's awesome. Hey, get that momentum going. That momentum can carry you a long ass way. That is amazing. What are you writing? Are you working on like blog posts? Are you writing stuff for clients? What are you writing? Tell me. And again, if you guys have any questions about my course, I know I've run this course several times, so it's like, it's not a totally new thing, but it may be new to you. So if you do have questions about that or freelance blogging as a niche, if you've ever felt like you don't feel confident in a certain aspect of your blog post when you write, like SEO or the structure of your posts or how to outline a post, how to write faster, basically all those things, right? Those are all super, super, super important. If you already know how to write blog posts, what determines how much you get, how long the post is? It's really the value that you deliver to your clients, Claudia. I think if you are confident and you're like, my headlines get clicks, I pick amazing topics, perfect for the target audience, I know this post is getting them results, as in leads, sales, traffic, then you kind of have to just set it based on the value and different things like the client's budget, of course. You don't want to set it based on what you think their budget is, but at the same time, if you're writing for a massive company, household name, Microsoft, Apple type shit, they have a good sized budget. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't really, rates is kind of like contracts I was talking about earlier. I can't really just be like, charge this much. That's it, period. Because I don't know who your target client is, what kind of blog posts they are, how they tie into the client's sales funnel. Huge thing. And that's also something we'll cover in FBI Freelance Blogging. And you guys, sign up for my email list, this side. Right here at this link, it is case sensitive. But make sure you get on that email list. That way, all this week, I'm going to be sending out emails about blog post writing mistakes, what you need to do to get paid $200 to $400 or more per post, all that kind of stuff. Let me guess, you live in Houston. I love Houston. I used to live in Houston. I now live in good old Dallas, Texas. I've been binging on Gary Halbert, his Tova perfume ad. Yeah, that's some good stuff for sure. I always struggle with the intros, especially if 2 or more articles are similar. Absolutely. I've totally been there. I remember when I started out, I had that kind of issue, but actually inside of the FBI Freelance Blogging program, which if you guys are just now coming in, is my blog post copywriting program that will be opening this Friday for a few days only. It's only a few days. It's not this long week, 2-week thing like some of my things in the past have been. It's only going to be for like 2 or 3 days. Inside of that, there's literally, it's not just how to write a blog post tutorial, it's how to write the intro, how to write the body copy and outline it, how to write the conclusion with examples and step-by-step tutorials. And I think that's a great thing to bring up if the articles are similar. Inside of the program, you actually get example structures of exactly how to do it. You get a copywriting formula you can use in every single blog post intro that keeps people reading and therefore brings so much value to your clients so you can charge more. So that's really what the course is all about. It's about knowing that your blog posts are truly getting your clients business results, real business results. That way you can charge accordingly. You can charge 200, 300, 400, 500 or more for just one single blog post. That means you only would have to do like a handful of blog posts. I suck at math, so maybe someone can help me out. But man, if you're doing $400 a post, a handful of blog posts, and you're already at $4,000 to $5,000 a month, like your rates dictate your monthly income and how many hours you do or don't have to work. And I think that's so important to think about because I know a lot of you, like, you guys let me know. I'll tell you what my opinion is, but let me know why you would want to charge $200 to $400 or more per blog post. Like, why would you want to be a full-time freelance blogger? Are you trying to save up for your dream home, travel full-time, something like that? Let me know what your kind of why, what your reason is. For me, I wanted to start out because it was my dream to travel full-time. I wanted to do that so bad. Man, I would just get online and look at all these like van life people on YouTube, and I would look at everyone who was like traveling full time with their, their partner or maybe their pets or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Like, I want to do that. So that was my dream. And I knew that if I wanted to do that, doing little $50, $100 gigs here and there wasn't going to be enough for me because it wouldn't add up to what I would need to work and be comfortable. I didn't want to travel full time and be constantly working and stressing out and freaking out, just doing these little gigs that barely paid anything. I wanted to travel full time mindfully with a lot of intention in a way that I could truly enjoy it and not have to be like, oh, okay, I got to freak out and run home because I got to finish all these crazy deadlines for these low paying gigs. You don't want to do that, trust me. And I did travel full time, by the way, in 2019. If you're an OG around here, you probably saw me post about that on Instagram back in the day. But yeah, Brianna says 4 posts a month at $400 each, $1,600 a month. Yeah, so think about that. That means 8 posts, 8 blog posts. That's like 2 a week. You're making $3,000 a month. That is awesome. And you can see the income potential go from there. Like, imagine only having to write a couple of blog posts a week and you're making a full-time income. That's like 8 blog posts a month is pretty much the equivalent of the really crappy job I had before I started freelance writing. And oh my God, so much less work. Yes, you still have to do things like pitch clients and, if you don't have a site, set that up. But that's stuff you can easily fit in around just a few blog posts a week, right? I want to work from my laptop and be able to travel. That's awesome. I think that's a great goal. That's something that I'm actually planning to do. I don't know if I'm going to honestly move to a different state or just try the traveling thing again. I'm kind of getting to the point where I want to have some sort of roots because if you guys follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/JordanMcKell, obviously. But if you guys follow me there, I've actually been, since I've been at home during the pandemic, I've been working on music. I've been a musician for my whole entire life, been in bands. Last band I was in was probably like 6 or 7 years ago though, so I started up my own music project and I'm planning to release the first song in like probably November or something like that. So I've been working on that a lot as well, but that's another reason I think a lot of people want to start freelancing and want to charge well for it because your rates dictate how much free time you have. And that's the truth. It really is math. Brianna helped me out there. Thank you for that. But I want to encourage you guys, when you're thinking about your rates, sit down and do the math like this. Really think, do I want to be struggling doing a shit ton of like $20 writing gigs, $50 writing gigs, $75 writing gigs? Or do I want to learn these skills that will allow me to charge a lot more. Because if you learn the skills and you have the skills and confidence to back up your blog post writing, then you can charge that and you can have that awesome freedom where you're just like, I'm chilling. I'm going to write a couple blog posts this week and that's all I need to do. 2-3 blog posts a week. You're good. Location independence. Absolutely. That's so important. I know to so many people, a lot of you guys probably are like me where you just really value freedom. You know, there's all kinds of reasons for wanting to make a great living as a freelance writer, but freedom is kind of the main one that everything trickles down from, whether it's financial freedom, location freedom, free time. That's what I was going to say too, actually. Maybe you're not a musician, but maybe one day you want to write novels. Maybe you love doing poetry. Maybe you love fucking knitting. I don't know. Whatever your creative hobby is, you will have so much time for it if you are charging really good rates. But the thing is, you have to have the skills to back up those rates, right? So that is what the FEI Freelance Blogging course is all about. For those of you who just popped in, it looks like we had a few new people pop in. Hello and welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know any questions you have about blog post copywriting. That course, for anyone popping in just now, is opening up on Friday. It's called FEI Freelance Blogging, and you need to get on my email list at, damn, I pointed the wrong way again, this link over here, bit.ly/Jordan's emails, and you will get all the emails from me this week about freelance blogging, blog post writing tips, as well as, of course, the course when it opens on Friday. All right. Location independence. I'm not a 9-to-5 type of guy, says Chauncey. Well, I'm not a 9-to-5 type of girl, so I totally relate. I would go crazy if I had an idiot boss. Me too. That's probably why I was going crazy my entire working life until I started working for myself. Plus, I don't want to put my earning potential into someone else's hands. Absolutely. I think that's so important, especially in this day and age. So much shit has changed in the last year and a half with everything going on, and it's just made so many people realize that they don't want to do that, you know? Yeah, I think it's really important. Brianna says, I'm working on a novel. That's why I'm getting into That's awesome. That's really cool. What kind of novel is it? Is it like sci-fi, romance? Let me know a little bit about it. I also want to work on a novel at one point, but I kind of see life as a creative in phases, and right now I'm kind of focusing on like the musician phase of things, and so I'm like, okay, when I'm kind of tired of that, I'll probably transition into something else, maybe not tired of it, but when I'm like ready to move on to the next thing, I think I want to get into novel writing specifically. So that's awesome. How quickly can someone get their first client typically? It really just depends. Mackle, I hope I'm saying that right. It's kind of like my middle name there. That's a really unique name. I like it. Kind of like my middle name, which is pronounced Mikkel. But it really just depends. I have people join my programs and they get a client with their literally first pitch they send. Like, I have this student, her name was Sierra, and she's awesome. She wanted to write in the mental health writing niche, and she got a client with her first ever pitch she sent using my pitch script. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, but it really just depends on you and how quickly you implement and how closely you follow the instruction inside of the programs. If we want to start with blog posts, what's the least amount and the maximum amount of words? There is kind of no real set least or max amount. I can tell you from my years of experience, probably the least I've written was 500 words-ish. I don't ever do the whole like, oh, nickel and diming everyone for every word. 500, which means probably 50 to 100 words, give or take. I used to do that actually for a technology company, and I believe they paid $200 to $250 for that. Those were easy posts too. Oh my God, so easy. Every time I would charge for it, I would be like, damn, I got paid like $200 to do this, and it took me like 30 minutes. That's the goal. That's what you want to do. You want to find those good clients and have those blog post copywriting skills to back up your rates. On the other side of that, the blog post, I actually am writing on my own blog, writingrevolt.com. Shameless self-promo there. recently have been closer to 3,000 to 4,000 words, somewhere in that general arena. But if you are writing for clients who have really robust content strategies, you may be doing that much. I have found that writing in the sauce and marketing niche, it's a lot of 1 to 2,000 word posts. So most of my like guest posts slash client work type of things have been pretty much in that range. You said it right. Awesome. Good question, Claudia. Yeah, that is a good question. And actually, we cover every single step of the blog post writing process again inside of FBA Freelance blogging. So get on the list. Let's see if I pointed the right way this time. Right here. Get on the email list and make sure you are opening your emails from me this week. It's super important. October 1st. That's how you got to remember it. It's this Friday, the beginning of basically the best month of the entire year. I'm working on a Sky Pirates fantasy adventure retelling called it. That sounds super awesome. A lot of what I read, I do read thrillers and other things, but I do also really enjoy fantasy books. Creating more stories set in the same world, retelling mashups. That is really cool. Keep me updated on that when I'm going live here, Brianna. I would like to hear about that. And if I go live and you have it up on Amazon or your website or something, definitely share that. When you finish a blog post, do you test it for grade level? I know they ideally say it should be around the 4th grade level. Usually it's more middle school reading level, but it's one of those things, again, where it's not like do this every single time, every single client or else, right? If you have a client who sells, one time I had a client, this was super weird, you guys, who sold, I don't even remember, it was like ultrasound repair technology. That 3-word phrase right there is already probably above a 4th grade reading level, probably above your average middle school level that you want to aim for, right? So there are definitely some exceptions. That being said, you do want to write conversationally, absolutely. And you do want to aim for at least a middle school reading level. That is generally what I teach inside of my program, FBA Freelance Blogging, and that is what I aim for myself. I'm kind of at a point now where I'm so used to writing that I can just bang out a blog post really quickly and I feel confident in it. So I don't test anymore. But when I was starting out, yes, I would use like Hemingway app and stuff like that to test the reading level. I think that's a great idea for sure. Do you write fiction? I'm working on becoming a fiction writing coach. That is awesome. I do I'm like a hobbyist at it right now. I'm just kind of like, I read about it a lot and I do some exercises and things like that, but I'm not like taking it seriously at this point. Like I said, I'm trying to focus on one thing at a time right now. I'm very much like into making music and getting my record out and getting my single out. But I think once I'm like, okay, I had fun with the music thing, then I'll get into writing fiction like heavy, like really go in on it. And that's the great thing about running a business with writing, especially. You can do something you like for a living. And if you're charging a good rate for it, then you have so much free time to do those other things that you really enjoy, which is awesome. You'll keep me updated. That sounds good. Definitely do. Okay. I write on children and general life thoughts. I just write based on my observations and experience. That's really cool. So do you have like a blog, or are you trying to get like freelance clients with those types of topics? I know that like a lot of parenting blogs, if you're even trying to do that sort of thing, there are a lot of parenting blogs that pay well. I have probably, I think, a blog post roundup on that. I'm like, probably, I think I do, just because I have so much content on my site that it's hard to remember. But you guys, if you are coming in late as well, I do want to let you know, in case you didn't know already, that I do have a new website called it's been called writingrevolt.com, but it's totally new design. So I really want to invite you guys to go check that out. Click around. You'll find a lot of cute pictures of my dogs if you do some sleuthing around, just saying. So it's totally worth it. I think that is just about all the questions. So you guys let me know if you have any other thoughts or any other questions for me, but I do want to remind you guys that you need to get on my email list right up here. Finally learn which side of the screen that it is on. Bit.ly link right here. It is case sensitive. Type that into your browser and get on the email list today, because the emails are going out. Actually, they started today, but you'll get tomorrow's, the next day, etc. if you get on there today. So make sure that you get on that email list. FEI Freelance Blogging, that program is my super in-depth freelance blogging / blog post copywriting course. So not only will you learn every single step of blog post copywriting, from thinking of topics to writing headlines to SEO to structure, literally everything, you will also learn freelance blogging essentials such as how to get testimonials from your clients, how to tell that your blog posts are going to get results for your clients. It's a very, very in-depth program, and what makes it so different is that it's not just this general writing tips type of thing, right? To me, those types of general coaching courses, etc., based on my experience spending tons and tons of courses, investing so much in myself, the general courses have never been as helpful for me. You want to be specific when you're joining a program by me or anyone else. You want to be specific. So this course is very, very specific to blog post copywriting. It's not general random tips about every type of writing. It is very, very hyper focused on blog post copywriting so that you can be confident in your skills and charge $200 to $400 or more per post, and therefore make an awesome living. So that will be opening on Friday. If you're on my email list right here, you will get notified. So make sure you get on that list. Couple last questions and then I'll roll out. Let's see. Are people starting to read more than to hear? If you're talking about podcast versus video versus blog posts, from what I've seen, it's pretty much the same. Everyone kind of has their things they like the most. I love reading blog posts way more than, well, on certain topics, business topics, than doing videos or podcasts. But I definitely think, I know that blog post writing is a huge, huge niche right now, especially for beginner writers. It's like the best niche to break into as a beginner because it's low pressure, high pay, and clients don't expect crazy, crazy results from you like they would with a sales page or an email funnel. What specifically got you into copywriting? Wanting that freedom, wanting to call the shots for my life, wanting to be able to travel full time, wanting to never have to make fear-based decisions in my life. That's a big one. Never having to say, oh, well, I can't financially make this happen for myself, or I'm afraid to do this because I don't have the financial means, in case something goes wrong. That's been what it's been about for me. And then, of course, the coaching course side of my business has been about wanting to share what I've learned, because freelancing and getting into running a business truly changed my whole entire life. Like, I don't know if you guys have read about my story, but before that, I was doing dead-end jobs. I was frankly an alcoholic for a couple of years, way before I started my business. And I just had all these things that I felt like were going against me. But freelance writing and starting a business changed my entire life. And it's like, yes, there are challenges with it. Yes, you're going to have fears, but I think I'm a big supporter of the fact that you get to choose the fears that you want to deal with, right? The struggles you want to deal with. And for me, I'll always choose the challenges of running a business over the challenges of not having that financial freedom, having a boss you can't stand, not having control of your life, those types of things. So yeah, I won't go into too depth about that, but I think that answers the question. Just got your email responder. I appreciate your reverence. Well, thank you, Magla. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Brianna. It was really good to see you guys. Should I sign up for FEI Freelance Blogging or Killer Cold Emailing? So first of all, let me tell you guys a little secret. When you enroll in FEI Freelance Blogging on Friday, when the course opens, you actually get a a chance to add on killer cold emailing right after you check out. So if you are like typing all your information in, you're like, yes, enroll in FEI Freelance Blogging, right after that, you get a chance to add on killer cold emailing for a lower rate than what it is when I actually like open the course. So having both is a great idea. And I promise I'm not just saying that. Having both is a great idea if you're a total beginner and you need to learn blog post copywriting and you also need to learn how to get clients. FEI Freelance Blogging is blog post copywriting skills, so you can be confident in your skills, whereas Killer Cold Emailing is exactly how to market yourself as a total beginner freelance writer with zero experience. So you can see how those really work together in sync. You need the skills and you also need the marketing. If you have both, then you get both of those things and you get them all delivered in my teaching style. Everything is cohesive. The thing about my courses as well is that it's never just random tips. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I think this is a really important distinction to make. You don't just want to get a writing course, right? You don't just want to get a freelancing course. You want to get courses that are very specific. And again, this is something I've done. I've spent easily 5 figures, probably multiple, on coaches, courses, masterminds in the years I've been a business owner. You always want to go with the specific things you want to achieve, not just writing, not just freelancing, but how do I make my first 1K and beyond with cold emailing, killer cold emailing? Exactly how do I write blog posts to get results for clients so I can charge $200 to $400 or more per post? FEI Freelance Blogging. So I hope that helps and makes sense. If you plan to write blogs, absolutely get both. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. If you have your marketing on point and you're getting clients already, you probably don't need killer cold emailing. If you're already charging like $400 or more per blog post, then you probably don't need FEI Freelance Blogging. But you can kind of see then why you would need those things. I definitely want to write blogs, just bouncing around the pros and cons. Thanks for the insight. Yeah, blogs, really, really, really good to do because, again, it is just a really easy niche to break into as a beginner. Let's see. Okay, I need to go eat. I'm like eating on a schedule now. So I do need to go eat, but thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it a ton. I had a lot of fun. The chat is always like so nice and wholesome. Like, holy shit, there's almost 45,000 subscribers here, and we still have such a positive community, and it really amazes me. So thank you guys so much for being here. Remember that FEI Freelance Blogging opens this Friday, October 1st, the beginning of Halloween season. Get on the list up here, right here. This is case sensitive. It's got to all be lowercase, and you will get my emails starting tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you come up with any questions after this, comment on the video, not in the chat, but in a comment. And if you guys could throw a like my way on the video, it would mean a lot to me, and I would really appreciate it. But whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts or if you have any questions. And again, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you later. Bye.